Okay, good morning, everyone. Does everybody have their coffee? Welcome to Coffee with Marcus and Mark. Good morning. I hope you're ready for a great week, great trading day. And if you have little ones or if you just enjoy the holiday spirit, I hope you have a getting ready for Halloween as well. All right, it's Mark today. Marcus is tackling a couple of things. He's in Florida, and it's a little difficult for him to make it this morning. So I said, no problem. I will take care of everything. And that's what I'm here for, right? So anyway, welcome to Coffee with Marcus and Mark. Sometimes just Mark, sometimes just Marcus. And what I want to do today is we're going to keep things easy. I'm going to run through uh, the markets real quick, take a look at the economic calendar, just go through some things as though I was just trading by myself because there are a couple of important things to do pre-market. I do have an order in crude oil, and this is for our Seahawk strategy. So we'll also keep an eye on that, see if we get a trade in or two while we're doing this morning. So let's first take a look at things. It was a wild week last week. We were in Orlando with our mastermind group. Great event. I know that a bunch of the people who are part of our mastermind group enjoy the Coffee with Marcus session. So if you're here, we had an outstanding time. I hope you did too. Already got some great feedback and emails from people. I appreciate that. Lots of fun. Uh, Unfortunately, Marcus didn't river dance, or maybe he did, and the pictures are just being hidden. we we had a night out at an Irish pub that was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of dancing going on. So anyway, all right. So here we have the S&P 500, and this is what took place last week. You had this open on Monday that was higher, and then a big slide lower, and then nothing on Tuesday. Another big drop on Wednesday, but we were able to recoup half of those losses, so it was not as bad as it looked like. Look at this, we come all the way down to this lower Bollinger Band. Thursday, market's trying to find direction, and Friday, big day. So new highs for the S&P. If we take a look at the Dow actually made new highs early on in the week. This was Tuesday that we closed at new highs, pushing to new highs, and then kind of going sideways a little bit. It looked like there was this balancing act going on between the Dow 30 and blue chips and tech stocks, where early on in the week the Dow was looking pretty hot and tech really wasn't. But there were a couple of key reports coming out on Friday, and that's why we had this big jump up in the NASDAQ. We see early on in the week sell off on Monday, nothing on Tuesday, another drop Wednesday, and while the S&P and Dow were slightly higher on Thursday, the NASDAQ actually closed lower, but there were solid earnings from Amazon, from Microsoft, from Google, and a lot of tech stocks did great. And with those good earnings, we had a big jump Friday and a new record high for the NASDAQ and the S&P. So heading into today's session, we see that the E-mini S&P slightly lower after the great day on Friday. It looks like things are pulling back a little bit. Things are a little quiet heading into the open. Here we have the E-mini NASDAQ in the top right corner. Same scenario. Down not as much as the E-mini S&P, but kind of sideways going into the session. It looks like something's going on in crude oil. So let me go ahead and bring up the ladder because I do need to make an adjustment. Here we go. I'm going to quickly adjust this. Real quick moving. Oil, real nice move on Friday as well. Here, if we look at the daily chart, check out oil. Big move. Cleared the 53 mark with ease on Friday. Hadn't seen that done since I think it was April. It closed above 53. We actually closed right near 54. So crude oil has a tendency to hover around these round numbers, and On Friday, we almost took out 2. Now we're above 54 barrel, and it looks like we're looking at another positive day for oil. So we'll see here if we get a Seahawk opportunity. 54.20 right now is the entry. And yes, with the move higher in crude oil, there was a signal with binaries. And I need to check the alert. With where we were filled, excuse me, not filled, with where we were trading with the binaries, not an opportunity to get into that trade. So you didn't miss anything there. The signal was to buy the 53.50 strike at 65 or lower. But because of where we were trading, we were too far away to get filled at 65. Double checking the alert though for everybody. Still have an order at 54.22. And then we'll also take a quick look at the binary signals for the day. So yeah, 53.50 was the strike, 65 or lower with where we were trading when we got triggered. Not able to get into that one, but good signal. So let's quickly run through the binaries for today here. We have crude oil just triggered a couple minutes ago. EME S&P, no signal. Gold, a buy signal. Sorry, excuse me. I guess it's Monday, right? Okay, I need to adjust the order for crude oil. So this is for our Seahawk trade, trading futures. We're looking at a Seahawk at 54.28. All right, there we go. So we actually had a sell signal in gold, but we need to trade at 1263.7. The signal is trading below 1263.8, but because gold is open higher, the signal has not triggered, nothing to do there. In the NASDAQ, we do have a buy signal. Today's buy signal will trigger if we trade above 62.25.75. Right now, the NASDAQ's trading at 62.0850, so we're going to need a little move higher before we get a trigger there. Nothing to do until it triggers. If we look at silver, silver also has a sell signal like gold, but we need to trade at 1659 and a half, below 1660 technically, and we see here we're at 1679 an ounce, so right now no trigger in silver. The Dow, we have a buy signal. We need to trade above 23,394, and so at 23,395, if we trade at 23,395, we have a valid signal. So we're filled on this Seahawk and crude oil, and if it is a losing trade right now, I have an order at 54.15. The stop is outside of, or this new entry is outside of the stop loss. And now with that move higher, our new entry would be right at the stop loss. Oh, okay. We're out of that one for a win. Trading double the position because on Thursday, we don't trade the Seahawk crude oil on Fridays, but on Thursday we had a losing trade, so double the position there and a winner. Now we're looking to trade a normal position at 54.20. So let's take a look at the economic calendar real quick for the week. We see that big run up on Friday, right now heading into the open. Nothing too exciting in the indices. Crude oil on the move though, so crude oil looks to be moving pretty nicely here. We'll see if we could get a couple more Seahawks. Looking at the economic calendar, nothing really for the economic calendar today. We have a couple of medium impact reports came out at 8:30, but nothing too big there. Tomorrow we see Chicago PMI at 9:45 a.m. This is Eastern time. We have consumer confidence at 10. So this is a real important report for day traders. Chicago PMI can move the markets a little bit. It kind of depends on what's going on there. Now on Wednesday, we have ADP non-farm employment numbers at 8:15 a.m. Eastern time early, and then we have ISM manufacturing PMI. So these are two important reports. The ISM manufacturing PMI coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We also have crude oil inventories, very important report if you're a crude oil trader, and this is at 10:30. And then we have the FOMC statement and Fed funds rate at 2 p.m. Eastern. So this is going to be something that traders are definitely keeping an eye on. I need to keep an eye on my order as well. Okay, so let's go back to the economic calendar. So this is a biggie this week, right? Most people believe that the Fed will raise rates in December, but it's the wording of the statement that can trigger some volatility in the market. If there's a surprise, if there's something that comes out that contradicts or goes against what traders believe or what's been said by other Fed members, then sometimes that could create a lot of volatility at 2 p.m. We also have President Trump announcing that he is most likely going to make a decision on who he will select for the next Fed chair this week. And although him and Fed Chair Janet Yellen have butted heads a little bit in the past, it sounded like at one point she was in the running, and now it's starting to sound like it will be another Fed governor that he suggests. So that's another thing that could happen this week. So the Fed is definitely in the spotlight. Now on Thursday, we have unemployment claims at 8:30 a.m., and this would be something to keep an eye on if you're trading pre-market. And if we look at Friday, this is another big day for news. The jobs report, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. The jobs report includes average hourly earnings, non-farm employment numbers, and the unemployment rate. So a big day for the economic calendar. Let's not forget ISM non-manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m. So big week for the economic calendar. If we just take a quick look at it, 10 a.m. tomorrow, consumer confidence. Wednesday, non-farm employment change, ADP non-farm employment change, that is, ISM manufacturing PMI, crude oil, and then the FOMC statement. And then on Friday, jobs report. It's a biggie. So very active week for the economic calendar. Last week, the moves were pretty much all earnings driven. This week, it looks like we have a pretty active economic calendar to keep an eye on. So that's where things stand. We have U.S. markets opening up and no text alerts and no triggers for binaries right now with where we're trading, but we'll keep an eye on things for you. And I'll continue to keep an eye on these crude oil Seahawks, see if we could pick up another one, but good start for the day. A win with double the position to kick off Monday morning. That's going to do it for today's Coffee with Markus. I hope you enjoyed the review of the markets and taking a look at the economic calendar and picking up a Seahawk win in crude oil. We will see you tomorrow, okay? Take care, everybody.